Okay. Hi, how are you?
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Hold on. Okay.
Oh, there you
I
are.
apologize. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well.
Good, good. So, Denika, is that
Yes.
good?
Yes, Denika.
Denika, great name.
Thank
Oh,
you.
what is it that you're about, Denika?
Uh, what am I about? I don't know how to answer that.
That's it. That's a kind of a big question, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I never think about what I'm about.
So, Audrey referred you to me.
Yeah, Audrey referred me to you. Me and Audrey, we met when we were taking classes for Theta.
Okay.
And when we were taking class, well, we're kind of besties.
Okay.
So we had went on a trip to the beach, and we had discovered some things about some things.
Uh-huh.
It's funny because I do healing, and I don't understand how I do some of the things that I do.
Okay.
Some of the healing, I turn it on and off. It's weird. The remote viewing that I do, I don't understand. And she says to me, she's like, yeah, she's like, you know, she's like, you work for Hitler. And I'm like, huh? I'm like sitting here like,
What are you
Hitler?
talking about?
Yeah, like what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm like, okay. So I'm like sitting here because I don't, it's funny because I can be sitting here with a client, and what I do is I have them do their muscle testing with a pendulum.
Okay.
And I will sit there and I will just have them, I'll start writing, and I'll start just spewing off stuff, and I'll tell them, muscle test that. And it's a past life. It's a past life. And I'm like, I don't know how I know that. I'm like, I'm like, you know, I don't know, but it's like, and I'm like saying to myself, well, what does that have to do with anything? You know, because I'm still new at all of this, and I don't know what it has to do with anything. And you know, I know in one of my past lives, I was a little girl named Anna who was afraid to, I used to see spirits, and no one believed me.
Right.
And so I turned my gift off because no one believed me. And in this life, I kind of, I don't know if I kind of reconnected with that life. I kind of knew something was up, but I don't, you know, because I'm starting to learn again. I just don't know what anything means anymore. I know that I have gifts, but I just don't know. Um, Everything is just confused. I have taken classes. I have gotten readings where I have been told, like past life readings, like, oh, you were something like special, like you know, you were a high of the high of something. And it's like, well, what the heck are you talking about? And it's like, well, okay. And I know it's like, I just don't get it, but it's like, okay. And but yet all these crazy and weird things, you know, I still live my life, but I know that I do have blocks that are like financial blocks. I try to do, my love life is still not the best.
Yeah.
You know, financial, my love life, you know, like before this, my boyfriend and I had broke up. my boyfriend cheated on me, so I have that, like I said, I have a lot going on. I'm
Right.
still normal and human and everything else,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, I'm special, but I'm like, but I still have all of this going on, you know.
I do.
That's how
I
I look at
do.
it. If you say, well, what is this about? And then it's like, well, when my clients come, it's like I feel like I can solve anything for them, but I cannot solve a darn thing for myself. And at the end of the day, like I said, I have, like, I know things, but I don't know how I know them. And like this room right here, this is one of my rooms for, my that I do readings in. And I know that I know that I know, but I don't know how I know. And um, it's like, I just don't understand a lot of things. I don't understand a lot of things with me. Like I said, Audrey said, well, about this lady, and she's like, you have a lot to make up for humanity. And I'm like, well, first and foremost, I don't even know what's going on. And so, okay. And she's like, you got to speak to, she's like, you got to have an appointment. I think it's, all this. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just see what's going on. So here me and you are talking.
Here we are. Hey, tell me what's your birthday?
7/11/73.
Okay. Yeah, I know, I see where you're at to some degree, right? And
Yeah.
the thing that I can bring to the table is certainly adding a bit maybe of knowledge of the what and why.
Mm-hmm.
When I started in '89 doing energy healing work, I didn't do it because I really wanted to do it, but
Mm-hmm.
it happened. And I realized that what was going on wasn't sufficient to really make a change for humanity. So I started using my telepathy, because I have a telepathic ability. That's my gift, is telepath, to be able to ask a question, I get the answer. And so I would use that to ask questions to learn more. And there's so much knowledge that has been kept away from us,
Mm-hmm.
that it leaves us in confusion down here. It really leaves us in confusion. So I can add a lot of maybe understanding of a bigger picture, that you can begin to understand maybe where you fit into it.
Okay.
I also can do some evaluation about what are the patterns that you have, what is it that Audrey might be talking about, and how does that relate to you, how you then can begin to maybe take ownership of your gifts in a different way, and that moves you into using them in a way that fits for who you are in this lifetime, and how you want to participate in whatever bigger picture there might be going on. So that's what I bring to the table, is what I call the galactic history, secrets that the ancient ones have kept for us, because our world has basically ripped them away from us, so that you can maybe begin to say, oh, okay, this is how I want to fit into it. Oh, I see, this is what I do, and then I want to, this is how I want to use that, so that you see yourself in the more of the whys and wherefores, not only for your work, but also for your life. And that's why having a session might be a good place to go. I teach all kinds of classes, which may or may not be what you would want, but giving you personally some a bigger picture, more understanding, I think would be a good place to start.
Okay.
You see, and where the thing I've added to my curriculum this year is, what's your passion, what's your gift, really refining it, really deciding what that looks like for you now. And then how do you take it into a model that includes that spiritual, the unseen, the universal laws, and not just the practical steps of, build a email list,
Mm.
our business, what we have to offer, what you have to offer. There are many, many people looking for the information you have. And especially since COVID, it's like people are hitting the walls because their belief structure has left them lacking, and they're in
Yeah.
pain, and they don't know where to find the help to get through it, to see it differently, etc. So,
Mhm.
and yet that's exactly what we need to do. Those of us who have some of that kind of information, but we have to be able to be financially supported by it in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was intended that it be so.
Yeah.
So, that's who I am. That's what I can bring to the table, if that's
Okay.
what you're interested in. Um, there's two types of sessions that I do. I do a mini session,
Mhm.
usually for someone who is like, they just want to do one little thing. They want to see, why isn't this relationship working?
Mhm.
What's in the way? What do I have to deal with? One issue. And that's a mini session. If I do a regular session, and that's what I usually do, then it's like evaluating across the board and how far and how deep can we go in for one session to get you information, to do some healing with our teams, and then to add some tools to your toolbox so that you walk away also with some more things that will help more processes to help.
Okay.
Okay. So, and the way you do that is just go back to my website, just like you did,
Mhm.
and then decide what kind of session you want.
Mhm.
Look on the calendar and then just schedule. And when you schedule the session, just, I'll know it's for a session because we've already talked.
Yeah.
And the payment buttons for both those sessions are on the
Okay.
website. So whichever you choose is the one I'll work with.
Okay.
Now,
Great.
the way as soon as I know as soon as you schedule a session,
Mhm.
I will send you a link to a website that says, okay,
Mm.
here's some things you can do. You
Okay.
probably do them anyway, but some
Mhm.
people wouldn't. So here's what you can do on your end. I do all of the session work offline, not with you there. I just go to a
Oh.
quieted place and I connect with your design team. I call them the causal team. I connect to your higher self, the teams that are here to help you, as well
Mhm.
as those who are to help me. And we work together, and I ask questions and they give me information, and we do that kind of work so that when we get back together again, if it's a mini session, it's about 30 minutes and it's a recap. I tell you what we did. I give you ways to anchor the healing, etc. And if it's a regular session, it's about an hour, 45
Okay.
minutes to an hour. And it's a recap session. And then I give you the information, you ask questions, we can do more work there. And then everything will be on a website, on a web page that's unique to you, so that you can go back, you can see the video, have some resources beyond
Okay.
that you can learn with.
Okay.
That's kind of how it works.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So just go back to where I made the first session with you to book a session with you.
Yeah, you can just go to my website, SharonRajiMaynard.com.
Okay.
And I think you have that, but
Yeah.
yeah, just go there, and it's the front page, and you just go down, decide which kind of session you want,
Mhm.
book it. You can pay for it from there too. Then I will get back to you with what on your end you can do. I'd love to work with you. I think you really do have some really good, really amazing things, and I think you've only scratched the surface. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, it's just so funny. I don't even know. The crazy thing is I don't even know what's going on with me. I don't know. uh, I don't even know. That's the crazy thing. I
Yeah.
don't.
Well,
And
Denika, how many people in the United States, because that's where we are, right? How many
mm,
people in the United States as children were taught that they really have angels who can walk with them? Who was had the opportunity to have parents that said, I trust what you're seeing. Yes, that's a gift, and here's how we can use it. I mean, how many of us had that training?
Not many.
No, not many.
Not many.
And it does
Yeah.
leave you in confusion because our world has so discounted and demeaned what we don't see. And that's where the greatest information and help it is.
Yeah.
And once you get more information, the thing I want to say too is, no matter what gifts you brought in, because we choose what we bring in, no matter what gifts you brought in, you're the one who gets to choose how you use them. They are not in charge of you. I have a friend, she's an incredible psychic. She was a clairvoyant and psychic in another lifetime. She's seen it. She's very gifted. She does not want to use it that way this lifetime. She's an artist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She just imbues her art with that spirit, so that when people are around the art, they get the healing.
Yeah.
Want to do it that way this lifetime.
Yeah. Well, it's still healing now. So
It absolutely is. But the point is, you get to choose. You can know that you can do all of this stuff, but you get and then you get to say what will work in my life now, and then you use, and and you're in charge, and you'll be totally supported in that choice.
yeah, it's funny because I don't know what it is. I try to make some of my gifts work, and I don't know what I'm doing that they're not working. So it's like or what I'm afraid of. And so like I do know that I do want to have a session. I don't want to, I know a lot of it, some of it is religious beliefs that I do have to that need to be that I do need to get rid of, the religious blocks that need to go.
Yeah.
So that I am aware of a lot of them. I don't know what I'm afraid of.
That's what a session would do, because those are the kind of questions I'd ask and get information. What's the blocks, what's the contracts, what happened in the past, that's what we'd be looking at, so that you
Yeah.
like get the tracks open, so you can go down the tracks, whatever your track is that you choose, in as far as you want to go, and as expansive as you want to get. So
Yeah.
and being supported in that, being financially supported in it. So
Yeah. Yeah. And like, and I know that there's a lot of financial for my family that I know.
yeah,
I mean, like I do say that I know that there's a lot of contracts.
yeah.
And like I said, as I'm talking, like a lot of stuff is starting to. And so I know that it's meant for me to work with you, because it's
Yeah.
like a lot of stuff. I don't know what it
Here
is,
it
but
is,
a
all of a
lot
sudden
of stuff is like
firing up.
open. Yeah.
We'll just shift it off your table, bring it over to mine.
Yeah.
Put
So
it in there, and they can
so
add to it as much as they want, so that
yeah.
we're ready for it. It'll be right here, right. We're not going to lose any of it.
Yeah, so I it's definitely meant for me to have a session with you.
But
So I definitely will be doing that. Because I do need to know.
yeah,
Even with the dreams, um, like I have to tell you about the dreams that I have. I know that I am I know that I'm dreaming. I know that I'm laying in the bed, but I know that I'm also in an alternative universe.
Stace.
I am wide awake, but I know that I am somewhere else, and I'm like, I know I'm dreaming, but something else is going on. And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, why is this happening? I know that I'm laying in bed sleep, but this, and this, and this. And I know that I know.
Yeah.
So I know that the parallel thing is going on. The parallel universes is going on. And I'm not sure if I'm going back into the past lives or if I'm like right there with the same. It's like I don't know what's going on with me right now.
Okay. Let's kind of begin to sort it through. So it begins
Okay.
to make sense. Does that sound
Okay.
good?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Good.
I will get over to your website. I will pay for my session and we can go from there.
And we'll get going. Okay. Hey,
All
it's
right.
really good to meet you. So we'll
All
see.
right. Nice to
We'll
meet
see
you
you
too.
again.
And I look forward to meeting. I look forward
See
to
you
working
again.
with you.
Okay. Bye,
All
love.
right. Bye bye.
Have
Thank
a good
you.
day. You too.
Bye bye.